Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 972. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
So, I saw Fate of the Furious, and I actually thought it was going to be good. And when I saw it, it blew my mind how really great it was. It was like an awesome movie. And as we know, there was controversy with, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Vin Diesel. Remember that, Chris?
Yeah.
And the way I look at it, and again, this is just my opinion. It's not that it's real. It's not, but Fast and the Furious has been around 8 movies, right? Dwayne Johnson appeared in a couple. Like when he first appeared, he had a minor role, and then he had a little bit bigger role, but not really. So in this movie, without spoiling it, I mean, people basically know that Vin Diesel's character goes rogue, right? Goes against the team, and if you got to have a leader, The Rock's got to be the leader, right? Which I think went to his head that this movie's his movie, not necessarily Vin Diesel's movie or anybody else's movie, but he's in charge of the whole movie because he's the leader in the movie, okay? At the end of the day, this is one movie that's like this. Everything's back to, going to be back to normal. And Vin Diesel's the leader, and that's it. And, you're not going to be the leader. You're not going to be the main guy. This is not wrestling, So he started talking smack about, Vin Diesel and him not showing up or him whatever. And I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he, but I just kind of am siding with, Vin Diesel's side, I mean, what do you think? You've heard some of the stuff, right?
Yeah, but, it's really hard for me to comment on it because I'm not really a fan of the series.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. It's not something I'm interested in, so I've never seen any of the movies, to be honest with you.
And funny, it beat Star Wars.
It did, yeah. Domestically, anyway.
Yeah.
For opening, I think.
Yeah.
But, I wouldn't be surprised if the stuff that they said from the set was true.
Right.
Because you got those two types of personalities going head to head.
Didn't they try to do a wrestling thing on it? Didn't he want to bring it into WWE?
There was a rumor that at WrestleMania they were going to meet at, I think, WrestleMania 33, but that didn't happen. So, I don't know. I had also heard articles that, like, this whole thing's been blown out of proportion, but I don't know. I mean, who knows,
Well, despite this rivalry that they had, whether it be huge or not huge or little or whatever, they want him to stay, The Rock. It worked with him being in the movie as a big part of it. Not necessarily he has to be the leader. And he's going to be coming back, and they're going to be shooting Fast and the Furious 9. 9. Wow. I mean, how? You know what I'm saying? It's like not every day that a movie could reach 9 where the 8th movie can make $532 million in like 3 days. So, if you think that this franchise is going to go away, like, think again. They're not even thinking about final chapters. There's going to be like many more. So, just wanted to talk about that briefly. Also, I wanted to talk about Beauty and the Beast because, it did go over $1 billion, and it's still making money, which is crazy. Right now, it stands at $1.045 billion. And a lot of the things, these movies that have come out, even though it took a little while, they are successes. I mean, Power Rangers, it took a little while for it to match the budget, but it's considered a success because it's making more money, right? Life, it took a little while. It surpassed that. Smurfs. The only thing that really failed, I think, was Chips. But other than that, everything is really doing what it's supposed to be doing. I mean, Kong, right?
Kong is doing fantastic.
553 in the green light.
The comic book series came out over the weekend, and there's some new monsters in that and stuff. Apparently, I haven't read it yet, but I would like to read it soon. I hope it's
a
good.
comic?
Yeah, and it's canon to the MonsterVerse.
The same people that put out Godzilla comics?
No, I don't think so. No,
Oh, okay,
Legendary put this out, I believe, and it's like the prequel to Kong Skull Island. Also, there's been some interesting stuff with Godzilla King of the Monsters. They're getting ready to film that in a few months, and the casting calls have been coming out. In fact, today there was a new cast member added, and her name is, where is it? Here we go. Aisha Hines.
Okay.
Who is currently playing Harriet Tubman on TV. She's been cast in an unknown role. I don't think I've ever seen. I have never seen her in any movies or television shows that I know of.
Okay.
Apparently she's a good actress. And there was a really weird one before that. They were doing a casting call for a bunch of people, and one of the things that they were looking for, the part that they're looking for was bounty hunters.
Boba Fett.
Yeah. And so I was like, bounty hunters? Like, what the hell?
Right.
Like, are there going to be people hunting Godzilla or Rodan or the other monsters in this movie? Like, what?
Wow. Well,
what's going on?
Unrelated topic to that. I'm sorry, did I cut you off? Or
No, go ahead.
I just sent you something which I'm not really sure what this means.
Yeah, I have seen this. So basically what we're talking about is there is a King Kong TV series in the works, but it is not connected to the MonsterVerse.
Because King Kong is public domain.
As far as I know, yes.
So anybody can make a King Kong movie and not get sued.
Yes.
Because they call him Kong in Skull Island, not necessarily King.
Yeah.
But anybody could do it. Sort of like Night of the Living Dead is also that same situation.
Yeah.
I guess Wizard of Oz also and whatever. But so what is this thing going to be? Is this a big thing? Is this a shitty company?
Apparently, the show may be called Kong King of Skull Island, which is based off of. I'm reading this from the article.
They can't do that.
They can.
They can't call it Kong King of Skull Island because that's too close to Kong Skull Island. No.
But no, it's not. They can call it that if they want to. Because boy. That's all it. From the article, it says Joe DeVito's 2004 art book Kong King of Skull Island, which functioned as a prequel/sequel to the original 1930s movie, will serve as the basis for the in-development television series. So it might be called that, it might not. Right. I misread the article there. I apologize, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was called like maybe King Kong King of Skull Island or Kong King of Skull Island, something like that. They might just call it King Kong. I don't know.
Isn't it something how Legendary can build up their own franchise, right? You have King Kong, and then you can have these secondary companies or whatever just try to steal the hype and ride the wave of Kong and make their own stuff.
It doesn't surprise me.
That's amazing. It never ceased to amaze me. Like a Wizard of Oz movie comes out, and then all of a sudden there's 4 other ones, or Hansel and Gretel, and then they have these fake ones on Netflix or whatever.
Well, this is an interesting topic of conversation too, because you brought up the box office with Kong, and it's doing phenomenal overseas. The MonsterVerse is now an over $1 billion franchise.
Yeah.
This begs the question: how far are they willing to go with this? Because beforehand, I was worried about how Kong was going to do. But obviously, Kong is doing much better than I had ever anticipated. I am no longer of the opinion that this is going to end at Godzilla vs. Kong.
Good.
I'm not. Because this did over $500 million. Godzilla did over $500 million. Godzilla King of the Monsters is probably going to do over $500 million. Godzilla vs. Kong is probably going to do close to $1 billion. Why stop there?
And if they take Godzilla home, Toho, Legendary still has Kong.
Yeah.
They could do Kong movies.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this out there right now. And I may be wrong, but who knows? I think after Godzilla vs. Kong, if Godzilla King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong do well, Toho is going to say, yeah, make more. Why not?
I hope you are right.
And I think we're going to see a couple of things. I think we're going to see Godzilla 3. I think we might see another Kong movie. And then at the end of the day, I think we might see Destroy All Monsters.
Oh.
I do.
Did Kong make more than Shin Gojira?
That's a good question. I don't know for sure. I'm going to say yes.
Because I got to tell you.
Hold on.
If it did, that's embarrassing.
Well, it's really not because Shin Gojira didn't have a global release like that did.
But they want theirs to be better. Their things.
Shin Gojira definitely made more money in Japan.
Okay.
I'm seeing the box office here converted to US dollars was 77.9 million for Shin Gojira.
Okay.
Which is phenomenal for a Godzilla movie made in Japan.
Right.
Coming out. Obviously, that's nowhere near what Kong Skull Island made, but it makes sense because Kong Skull Island was a blockbuster global release, whereas Shin Gojira was a blockbuster in Japan, but everywhere else it got a limited release. At least in the US it did, and other countries it was limited. So that doesn't surprise me, but I know for a fact that A, Shin Gojira is one of the highest grossing Godzilla films of all time in Japan.
Right.
B, it beat Godzilla 2014 in Japan.
Right.
And Kong Skull Island as well in Japan. And C, Toho is over the moon about how much money this movie made.
Right.
Because the budget, I think, was
so low,
not too huge.
Yeah, looked like it though.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have a feeling that we're the MonsterVerse will continue, and I was thinking about this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. They should try to get the rights to Gamera.
Oh God, please.
They should.
They should.
Because if I have I think it's Kawadaka Pictures in Japan that has the rights to Gamera. I might be saying that name wrong, and I apologize if I am. If they went to them and they said, we want Gamera in the MonsterVerse. Look what it did for Godzilla. You could do the same thing. We make a movie and then you make one in Japan, whatever. But eventually we have Godzilla and Gamera on the screen. Now, of course, they'd have to go to Toho and make sure that this was okay with them.
Which would be fine.
I think it would. But if they got the rights to Gamera and they did a Gamera movie, which can be done. I know I've said in the past that it can't. I have an idea for a Gamera movie that I think if I can come up with an idea for it, these people at Legendary can come up with an idea for it. If they got Godzilla and Gamera on the screen in like a Destroy All Monsters movie with Mothra and Rodan and Kong, you do the math.
Well, I got to tell you, if I were to do it, one of the things that I've always wanted, or I actually must have dreamed it when I was a kid, because I actually thought it was a Gamera versus Godzilla. I would love for them to do a Gamera movie, build up the franchise with Gamera, right, and then do a Godzilla versus Gamera by himself, nobody else, because I just want those two to fight. Maybe after that they could have everybody in it, but as an old fan of Godzilla, I just want the one-on-one with Godzilla versus Gamera. without anybody interfering. That's what I would want. So, you do that for me, that would be fucking fantastic.
Right. The reason that I say that it would be more likely for, or not more, I shouldn't say more likely because this is an unlikely possibility, but I think that they would be more inclined to have Gamera and Godzilla together in a movie where there was multiple monsters because then neither one of them has to win.
Right, I know.
But I got to tell you, I would go crazy if, like, sometime soon, even if it was after Godzilla vs. Kong, Legendary came out and said, we got the rights to Gamera.
Will you imagine at the end of Godzilla vs. Kong, there's an after-credit scene, and you see, like, Gamera?
I would lose my mind in the theater.
Lose my shit.
Like, you would send me a message to do a podcast that night, and I would, like, I would answer back in gibberish, and you'd be like, "What's going on?" I'd be like, my brain,
saliva hanging from
my brain literally had a malfunction.
Yeah.
And it just, like, reset me back to, like, a toddler. Like, it just, that's what I mean. Exactly. That would be it.
Me too.
If it was even the hint of Gamera, I would be like, oh, there it is. That's all I needed.
You know what's funny though? Like, we always wanted another King Kong vs. Godzilla. We're getting it. You know, it's like, this is like the Age of Wonders where miracles are happening. You know, like movie-wise.
Miracles of film.
You know? Age of Wonders, or miracles are happening on film. You know, it's like all these things that we wanted is happening. It's like, oh, makes you wonder. Bring Gamera into. Oh God, that'd be fantastic.
Think about how cool that would be. Like, the thing that was keeping me from being like, oh yeah, they'll do it in the past was, how are they gonna make him fly? And then
he spins around. Whatever, they can explain something.
But no, I had this like epiphany because I was talking to my friend Jorge about it, and he loves Gamera.
Yeah.
And he was like, they got to do a Gamera movie. And I was like, I know, but, like, how do you sell that to an American audience? And then I figured it out, like, for me anyway. I was like, in Gamera 2, he does spin around when he flies. But he also does something else. He has, like, a gliding kind of mode.
God, I can imagine the toys.
If they adapted that, like, he doesn't have to spin around in the movie, but if they adapted that, like, his gliding mode as his way of flying in this movie, there you go. That's his thing.
God, if they had that big shell like that, and it was like some type of airborne flying thing with remote control.
Right.
I would lose my shit.
Well, that's what I said. I said in the movie, right, his shell, and I got this idea from that recent Gamera trailer that we got that we thought was going to be a movie, but it's not. Yeah. If you look at that, his shell has, like, layers that, like, collapse in on themselves when he lands.
Right.
And I was like, what if he had some sort of natural, like, propellant in the shell that let him take off? And I was like, oh, that's how they would do it.
I would love for them to have, you know, when you have those big turtles, like the snapping turtles like this big?
Yeah, yep.
I would love them to create a freaking thing of Gamera like that, right? Where you could shove the head in, the legs in, right? And you have the hook on the top for outdoors, and you could hang it, and it spins around with, like, smoke coming out of the sides. That would be, like, the greatest friggin' toy there is.
They could do. You're right. They could do a lot of merchandising with that.
Fantastic! I would buy those figures like crazy.
I got to tell you again. That's another thing that's another one of my opinions that has swapped. You know, recently it's. You know, originally I was like, no, they can't do Gamera, but yeah. Now I'm like, they could, and they should.
Yeah. So, wow.
And yes.
Yeah.
Before we see it in the comments section, yes, that is one of the rare wouldn't it be cool moments that would work.
I know. The other day something came up and I said, wouldn't it be cool? And they're like, like, no, but in a good way. I said, like, something. But yeah, that would be the greatest. Wouldn't it be cool ever? Yeah, the positive version of it. I can just imagine holding that toy. I'd probably cry. My hand, like this big. People would think it's a real snapping turtle, and I'd be like, oh my god, that'd be the greatest thing.
Like, this isn't a snapping turtle, it's freaking Gamma.
God, if I was like a millionaire, I would have a toy built of like Mechagodzilla, like my height. You know, like this, and I'd be like, oh, and I'd play the music coming from the ears.
Would you have the head spin around?
Oh, definitely. That was I gotta tell you, when it was like the two Godzillas fighting, and you saw like the shiny, and he started spinning his head around like that. That was like my favorite scene of Godzilla of all time. When he's like, and it's like he's trying to touch it in the force fields, like whatever. Oh God, I love that. That is
a satisfying scene. It really is.
I gotta tell you, and I look at the bank too that I got. You know what? Let me go get it because that's. Hold
on. So we were talking about the Fast and Furious, but now I apologize, Fast and Furious fans. This is me accidentally bringing up the MonsterVerse and then going off on a tangent.
We're gonna do it. Hold on, I got my microphone. We're gonna do like a Matrixlord's toy chest one day. You hear me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is. Oh, I almost broke the freaking laptop again. This is. Can't tell because it's too bright. But my God, these guys. Look at that. This though is my favorite here. This guy. Really freaking cool.
I always like that scene when you saw like Mechagodzilla was revealed and like all of his weapons were being shown off.
Right.
Yeah, his mouth would open. It would make that click click noise, and it was
legs,
like, oh
the arms,
man,
whatever.
Yeah. His hands spun around. You saw the missiles on his fingers. Like.
Yeah.
I always like too. He's got that door in his chest, and that thing would flip down, and there'd be like that red orb, and it would shoot that red lightning bolt.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Look at this guy.
King Caesar.
Yeah. Love these things, man. This I bought. I think I bought these at the comic convention last year in Staten Island, the Comic-Con.
Right.
Which I'm gonna, I'm going there this year too. I hope they have some. I bought. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why I forgot. I bought Godzilla shirts. The kids took them. I gave it to them. Like they had. Remember the shirts I bought last year?
Oh really?
The Godzilla T-shirts. I showed it to you. Remember on the cast? It was It was the one with Godzilla and all the guys on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I remember vaguely, that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Oh God, that's so cool. Definitely gotta buy more Godzilla stuff. That's what I should have bought. Today I bought another Doctor Who thing on Amazon. I'm an Amazon nut lately buying stuff. Trying to get Patrick Troughton and whatever they have on them, and then I bought the Vision. It's like trade paperbacks today because I like the Vision character from Marvel. So let me show those off here. Hold on. Yeah, I bought this at JHU. So because they said that don't be fooled by the cover and different things going on. Because it's a really good book, they said. The Vision, it's got a family or something or whatever. So I'm going to read this, definitely, and see how it is.
Cool.
But, yeah, I was off today, so I was, doing a few different things and a little writing here and there. So there you go. All right. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye for now.